morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thank y'all so much for stopping by again to the live stream. Shout out to the NTZ crew. I think I see Michael Beecher Life. I know Jacob Tanje will be on here. Shout out to all my members. There's Jeffrey Tatter. Thank y'all for y'all continued support. What time is it? Travels. All my old heads. There's Jacob Tanje. Paul S. W Secrets to Success. No, I didn't move the live stream again at the last minute, man. You on my case. Any new viewers and subscribers, join us for the first time, welcome. There's a Jungle Man Space Cowboy. Did you get your telephone back, your cell phone? Anybody watching this on replay, we have a topic. Would you be in the Philippines if it wasn't for a woman? Now, really what we're talking about is what brought the Philippines onto your radar. This is what we want to talk about. Okay, but, honey, sorry, the peso is 57.57. And we're not going to get a whole lot into that sugar thing because we talked about that the last time. But I'm drinking a whole lot more water and eating a whole lot more fruit. My mood is level, man. It's not going up and down. You know that sugar takes you up and brings you down. So does that caffeine. But I was getting very little sugar from my fruit because it was all coming from added sugars and refined sugar. But I challenge everybody, man, to get your health together. Okay? You can't control your time, man. You have no say-so in that, but you do have a say-so with your health. I didn't come to the Philippines to die. I came here to live. But I had a question come up. It says, should we feel sorry for men who come to the Philippines and get used or get scammed? Should we feel sorry for them? Hey, W Secrets of Success. He said, thanks for that super chat. He said, Cal, that first comment was from yesterday. Oh, okay. Yeah, man, I'm going to tell you, we talked on WhatsApp. These withdrawal symptoms are no joke. But if it was easy, everybody would do it. I'm thoroughly convinced that the sugar is a drug. The way they manufacture it and refine it is to keep us addicted to it. There's no doubt in my mind anymore. But should we feel sorry for men? You know, for some reason, men, we don't get a lot of sympathy. We're never looked at as a victim. We're always looked at as a perpetrator. And I don't know, it's like the feelings of men, especially older men, don't matter. It's like, oh, you should have known better. That's what you get. You know, they say all this stuff, a fool and money and all that, but there's no really sympathy, there's no support, there's no follow-up. You know all the horror stories you hear. Has anybody ever asked the guy, hey, man, are you okay now? You know, are you back on your feet? Anything I can do for you? No, we always beat them down. I was going to talk about that on the video, but I said I just discussed it a little bit on the live stream. He said some people love to see a man fail. I guess that's what it is. But they say that stuff like, you know, you're thinking with your little head, but there's some real victims over here. There's some real victims over here who didn't do their research like this guy says. What times it travel? Thank and welcome to the Sunshine Shoulders community. Hell, you've been here for a while. But thank you for joining as a member. Big Dog says we shouldn't feel sorry for them. Instead, let's give the woman props for having game. Yeah, see, we don't get any sympathy, man. Uh, and here's the crazy thing about that. Other men don't seem to benefit from their mistakes. We've got that, it always happens to the other man syndrome. But we don't get any sympathy, man. Matter of fact, we get piled on. You come over here, give away your life savings, man. Ain't nobody trying to give you a loan or anything. They'll make a YouTube video out of you and a Facebook post, but that's about it, man. You get no sympathy, especially in Southeast Asia. But let's talk a little bit about, what place, put it over here, because I need y'all's participation here. We're not going to be on here too long because I'm waiting for Maryland to go get the tickets. But what place the Philippines on your radar? And are women the attraction? But what place it on your radar? How did it come up? Because I know a lot of people said, well, I discovered the Philippines during the pandemic. But what was it that really caught your attention? They said, man, I'm going over there. But the question is, would you be here if it wasn't for the women? Because if you're coming from America, let's just keep it on America, to the Philippines, there's a lot of places in between there, because we're still on planet Earth, that have fun and sun and nice beaches and natural beauty and everything like that. So we just want to talk about that today. What are your priorities? W Secrets of Success, thanks for that super chat. He says, the world only cares about babies, women, and old people. Yeah, they said that God looks after babies and fools. He said, one of cases might get my pity, but none for the respect offenders who keep sending money. All the repeat offenders who keep sending money despite everyone's warnings. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We don't get any sympathy. Guys come over here and really make some terrible decisions. What are your priorities over here? Okay, even if you are here for the women, okay, now what? Because that gets old after a while. You get the woman, y'all getting along well and everything. Now what? Okay, but take women out of the equation just for a second. Would you still travel this far for natural beauty or whatever it is you came over here for? He says, I was looking at Mexico first, but crime. Then I found your channel and now I'm sold. Yeah, Mexico has been checked off a lot of people's list. But they say that if you stay on the resorts, you're going to be okay. Because they got some beautiful resorts. Hey, Luis Martinez, what's up? Hey, we're going to be in Cebu this evening, but we're leaving early Sunday morning because we got to catch the bus to Maya Port and then catch the ferry to Malapascua. What time are you arriving today? Are you already in Cebu? What's up, Everyday Alpha? He says, hey, Cal and crew, most of us come because our money goes so much further in our retirement. Well, I agree with the money going further, but I don't agree with most of us. I think most of us do come over here for the women. Honestly, we'd probably be in Alaska. But are there other advantages or reasons to be here besides your money going further? He said, taking women out of the equation, no, I would not travel to the Philippines. See, that's what I'm looking for, honesty. That's all, because despite planes being more safer and more comfortable and technology being what it is, 8,000 miles is still a long way to come to meet somebody. But the point I'm really trying to get to is, how much do you really know about the Philippines? Because a lot of us come over here for the woman and then we get stuck because we know absolutely nothing about the country, the people, the culture, anything. We just don't do our research. It's more like I put down here, is this a case of men following the crowd? And I think it is. I think a lot of guys are looking like, man, yeah, look at that damn PC guy, and he's 60, no teeth, or out of weight. I mean, overweight. I think I can, I'm going over there and get me one. And that's as far as it goes. Is it like the blind leading the blind? Okay, he says, I'll be landing tonight in Cebu. Keep in touch. I've been writing you on Patreon to let me know where you are, and either we can come tonight or early in the morning, because we got like a 4-hour bus ride ahead of us, and we have to get there by a certain time because the boat stopped running at 5:30. He said, I was planning on going to Japan and was looking on dating sites, found a lot of Filipinos on the Asian dating sites, so I ended up talking to one. So it was women that got you here. But are there any risks? Well, what are the risks? Because we don't seem to ever talk about the risk, really, of traveling to the Philippines in search of love. Because honestly, I really don't get it. My channel's moving more towards self-help, really, managing time, health, money, becoming a better you. But every other channel is stuck on the women in relationships, man. And I don't get it. I mean, guys are focused on other men's relationships. They're not looking at the fact that, hey, this guy's escaped the matrix. He's living pretty damn good overseas. He's working out. He's taking better care of himself. All they're worried about is, the woman, she's a prostitute. She works on Soy 6 or Walking Street. I mean, they're stuck on the women. It's like, I'm here to tell you, man, somebody who's been here on and off over 15 years, women are not the only attraction. And you're going to get yourself in a jackpot situation traveling all the way over here for a woman. What if it don't work out? Then what? Were you going to get back on the plane and go over there? Because I was just looking at a video yesterday, a day before, where the guy says he's selling his house. He's selling his house. You got some woman over here. And I'm not discouraging that. I'm just saying, what if that shit don't work out, man? And now you all, sold your house, everything in the house, sent all these ballot buying boxes over here. Hey, thank you, Mithringo, for that super chat. He said, women are the primary inspiration. The low cost of living is the justification. Yeah, we'll justify it. We'll say that. But have you done your research, Mithringo, really, about the Philippines and about the culture? I mean, just without looking on Google or just repeating something you heard, what else about the Philippines do you know? Besides, they've got attractive women over here who are willing to date, basically anybody, as long as you're breathing. Because I saw the video, again, they're on Facebook. They've got a big follow on Facebook. The Filipina is married to the man. You know, he's literally paralyzed from the top of his head because he's got that, you know, that thing that they put on your head to keep your neck stable. He's basically paralyzed from his neck down. Yeah, that's an honest answer. Well, one guy did say that, you know, it was the women. But yeah, we throw caution to the wind when we come over here. And that's, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just asking, if you took the women out of the equation, would you come over here to take scuba diving lessons, which they got some beautiful coral reefs and everything. You know, a lot of natural beauty, the low cost of living. You know, that's not the number one reason that men come, though. But it's a lot of other reasons. You know, the freedom that I have over here, man. I'm so thankful that I'm no longer the number one suspect. I'm not even on their suspect list anymore. Hey, what time's it, Travel? Thanks for that super chat. He says, I remember the first time listening to you talking about, I'm not staying in a burning house in America. You changed my outlook on life at 57. Thank you. Hey, you're welcome. Yeah, if just to escape the matrix. See, I'm not gonna lie to you. When I first made my decision to come to the Philippines, I had no idea all this was over here. It was only like maybe 2 days before I was in a chat room, and the guy said, "Man, you need to get on one of those dating sites, and you know, you don't want to go all the way over there, you know, without knowing anybody. At least go over there and meet somebody." Right? It was only then that the Pandora's box opened up for me that I realized what, you know, all the women stuff. I was just trying to get as far away from that matrix as I possibly could. I think I was going through some type of midlife crisis. Yeah, blind, crippled, or crazy. And I think, you know, people want a part of that, big dog. Let's be honest. It was a great decision for me. It's in there. You know, hindsight being 2020, I had no idea. You know, because a lot of people, I'm trying to encourage guys, okay, if you're going to come all the way over here, okay, yeah, okay, yeah, you're going to have a woman, but what else are you going to do? I see a lot of people on these channels, man, they haven't accomplished nothing. I wouldn't sit around listening to somebody who's just telling me how to meet a woman. They haven't built a house, they haven't done anything, they haven't bought a motorcycle and traveled around and saw any of the sights. They haven't accomplished anything, okay? And these are the men that we're following over here. It's like a party or something. It's like they haven't lost weight. They haven't done anything. But got on a plane and came over here and started a YouTube channel and talking about everybody else and all that stuff. These people actually have followers. And I'm like, well, you know, give me some substance, man. Because I'm going to tell you, the Philippines is a great place to get in shape. You got all this damn sunshine out here, all this, you know, Michael B. Life made a great point about that tropical fruit being dense in fiber and you know, and everything. I've never eaten as clean as I've eaten over these 4 days. I don't eat a third of what I was eating before. It's tough to do, man. It's hard on me now, but I want some substance, man. I didn't just come here to die. Because if you come over here just to hang out and deal with women and you still eating bad food and all that, man, you're not going to enjoy this for long. He said the pension is fully operational. It is. He said, yeah, come on, yeah. People sell their houses and come over to meet a woman in the Philippines. Some are all but married before they arrive, having never met her. Absolutely. Absolutely. But we're just saying, what was it that put the Philippines on the radar for you? Was it the women? And obviously it was. But if you take the woman out of the equation, let's be honest with ourselves. There's so many places where there's fun and sun and natural beauty and white sand beaches that you don't have to come all the way over here. I'm kind of worried about some of you guys' priorities. What kind of priorities you got? There you go, have a nice day. Says, I've started in Angeles. I have boxes in transit. My plan is to find a house. I can walk out the door and I'm on the beach to enjoy and fish. Then I would search for a local woman, not vice versa. Yeah, but what put you on the map? There you go, have a nice day. To even consider the Philippines, man, it's a far, far way to come. I mean, you got the DR, you've got Brazil, you've got Colombia, you got so many places, Mexico, that are a lot closer. I was just trying to get as far away as I could because I went to Mexico right before I came to the Philippines. I came to Mexico February of 2009. I ended up in the Philippines April 2009. Hey, Michael Alexander, what's going on, brother? He said, Brother Cal, you're the main reason for my visit. Hey, thank you, man. You know, but it's going to even be more than me. What are some things you plan to accomplish over here? Is all I'm saying, like your priorities. Okay, let's just say it is a woman. There's nothing wrong with that. But you're going to have the woman. When I was 8 years old, my mother told me, that's the least of your worries, is to find a woman. Said, take care of yourself and you're going to have a woman. And she was exactly right about that. And it goes for a woman. I told my daughters that. I said, don't be sitting around here waiting on some old hard ankle man. Just take care of yourself. You're going to have a man. I mean, that's natural. Because y'all don't understand, man. You know, this is a simple way of life over here in the Philippines. Some people call it boring. I call it simple. It's just the way it is. And it gets real quiet over here. And I know you see those guys on those motorcycles going around those places, man. How many people really do that? Very few. Get your ducks in order. Yeah. See? Omar says, no. Without my girlfriend, I wouldn't leave my country. But we're just trying to find out how much y'all really know about the Philippines. Very little, really. This is what I'm getting at. We know very little, but we're coming 8,000 miles away. Boy, that better be some good putty cat. Okay, she better be everything and a bag of chips, man. And I think what's happening is when guys get over here, they realize, oh, well, you're everything, but you're not a bag of chips. He said, are you the number one suspect? No, I'm just saying that's one of the other things about the Philippines, the freedom that you enjoy. And remember, all this is hindsight. 53 Shades Darker says, I came only for the lupia. It tastes better than in Walmart. Yeah, but see, we're not really saying why you came. We're saying take the woman out of the equation, would you still be here? Is the Philippines that nice of a place where you would stay, whether you're single or, you know, have a live-in or even married? Because like the guy said, a lot of men are coming over here getting married. They're selling everything. All you got to do is turn on YouTube and listen to these guys. I had no idea so many guys were selling everything to move over here, and they don't understand that the first relationship's not going to work. But we won't listen as men. We think we're going to be the exception. And I take my hat off to you if you are. But you need to slow your roll, man. If your priority is a woman and to get married and have a companion, which there's nothing wrong with that, but you're going to sell everything, man, you better be careful because the first one does not work. Hey, Miss Ringo, thanks for that super chat. He says, I would say the Filipino people, the geographical location of Philippines to other attractive destinations, of course, the recreation options. And those are good reasons, but is that what put the Philippines on the radar for you? This is the question I'm asking. Because a lot of us, we were just at home, locked in our rooms, locked in our houses, watching the internet. Now, all of a sudden, all these channels with the Philippines pop up. You see these attractive young women. Hey, Freeman, Modib, I hope I'm getting that right, brother. Thanks for that super chat. He says, I was married to a Filipina. Okay, wait, let me see. My dream home from my Navy days. Oh, okay. So it is the women. What's up, Yardy? He just left. Sam W says, I'd rather be in an environment where I'm not the threat to society and seen as exotic. Won't fit the description of a suspect there. No, that's what I'm saying. We're giving the benefit of the doubt over here. I've only been pulled over by the police one time, and they wanted to take pictures with me. They scared me to death, but that's all they wanted to do. I was riding my bike, and I just, that old crazy looking, that old horn like that those police trucks got. I'm like, what the world I've done? They took 2 pictures with me during the lockdown. He says, Bruce Snyder says, retired expert from the U.S. living in Thailand 6 years. What's up, Bruce? Is that what attracted you here? Rick Hart says, I'm the exception. I came for the women. No, you're probably the rule. These guys are just being, I don't know, they're just being dishonest, really, is what it is. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm trying to get at, how much do you know about the Philippines? If all you coming over here for is a woman, you know absolutely nothing. And the culture and everything like that. We're not really saying the reasons you're coming here. We're just saying, how did the Philippines come up on your radar? It's 8,000 miles away now. Some guys who are over here right now said, man, I never even thought of the Philippines, so I started watching your channel, or they'll say the pandemic. And I know what they saw. Hey, Michael Alexander, thanks for that super chat. He said the low cost of living would be my number one reason for moving to the Philippines. And that's a good reason, but what put it on your radar? What was it about the Philippines that got your attention? It's like, wow, I want to go there. And not Thailand, and not Vietnam, and not Cambodia. Because there's guys over there rolling in those places right now. He says, we see the Filipinos here in the States, and we know where they came from. Besides, that tropical Miami Beach is way too expensive now. Yeah, and all these reasons are right. But it's very few people who really come here, man, when you think about it. Only 1 million Americans, and you think that's a lot. It's really not. Out of 400 million, and only 8 million people, Americans, we're the number one Western country that comes here, even though Australia's closer. The South Korea first, China, then America, then Japan, and then Australia, and then Taiwan. Bruce Snyder. I said, hey, Cal, it's Bruce. He says, I love your videos and advice, man. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I don't take that for granted, guys. We going to Malapascua. It'll be my first time going. I've been here, like I said, over 15 years. I've never been. It's close. When I was with my son's mother, we were supposed to go, but we ended up in Dan Bantayan, which is, now you got to take the boat over, but we didn't know that then. So we just stayed in Dan Bantayan and had a good time. But we got a hotel, pretty good rate. The beach is calling me, man. You know. Hey, Marlon Alvarez, thanks for that super chat. He said, I met a woman on Facebook who was Catholic, and she told me about the country and its faith. I visited, but we did not click. I fell for the country. Thank you, man, for this. He said, we visited, but we did not click. Remember, I tell you that first one's not going to work, guys. So don't sell all your stuff and everything to come over here and shack up with a woman, because it's not going to work. You may be with her for 1 or 2 years, but then what? Okay, I'm just telling you the truth. Hey, Lawrence, thanks for that super sticker. Is there enough information out here, really, for us to make an informed decision about coming to the Philippines? Or is it just women and relationships? That's basically all it is. I was going through my feed today, you know, just killing time, and that's all they're talking about. Is that all it is to the Philippines? He says, I didn't know Sweden had 267,000 islands. Damn. Yeah, that's a new one on me. Okay, he says, Cedric says, I never knew anything about the Philippines. I was working with a Filipino in the U.S. I was interested in her, but she was married. She set me up with her cousin. The rest is history. Been here 2 years. Wow. Yeah, they're cute as a button. But do y'all think there's enough information out here that we look for? I mean, you know, because most people, we're lazy. We won't even Google it. I mean, you had no reason to Google it if it's not in your thinking. What's up, Hollywood baby? He said, what's up, Cal? Just coming into the chat. What's good, brother? We're talking about, would you be in the Philippines if it wasn't for a woman? And, you know, I'm asking you, would the Philippines even be on your radar? Because that seems to be the attraction. And for anybody just joining us, the peso is 57.57. I can tell you that the Philippines gives you a great opportunity to get in shape, man. Remember, you can write that script all over when you come over here. You can get in better shape. Remember, you give it the right person, you could finance your own business over here because the cost of living is so affordable. I'm really thinking about that billiard. I'm really thinking about that billiard place. Even though St. Carlos City is small, wherever you set that billiard, those pool tables up, they're coming, man. But it wouldn't even have to be here. You could go to wherever you go in one of the expat alleys, you open that thing up, man, they're coming. And you know, it's fairly cheap to play a game of pool. Then you got your big screen TV up there, and you sell cold beer and Coke, and maybe a few knickknacks. And there you go. Mr. Ringo, thanks for that super chat. He says, I never considered the Philippines. I was looking at vlogs of Japan. But then YouTube put your channel on my feed. That's where it all started. Well, thank you, man. Yeah, see, that's all I'm saying. That's what put you on the radar. Then you said, oh, man, Look what's going on over here. You look at these guys. You know, you see guys like me, old dog, new tricks. Every man has a story. 100% of us old guys, you know, we got younger women. And you saying, man, I want some of that action. If they can do it, I can do it. But a lot of those other channels, a lot of channels, they don't really give you the ins and outs. So they make you think it's a lot easier than it is. And it's not, you know, rocket science. That's not what I'm saying. But I'd be damned if I'm going to come 8,000 miles, you know. I did it because I was going through a midlife crisis. I wouldn't suggest you do that without doing any research about the country, the culture, anything. I could have landed anywhere when I came here. I could have landed in the bad guy situation. What's up, Cos? Thanks for that super chat. He said, I chatted with Tides in Philippines in 2018. I connected better with Filipinos. I came September 2019 to be with my girlfriend at the time. Then again, January 2020. During the pandemic, we broke up, but by then I had fallen for the Philippines. Here I am now. Yeah, thank you, man, for sharing that. Because again, the first one's not going to work, guys. I don't know why. It just doesn't. There's some exceptions on here watching right now that this it was the only woman they ever met and they lived happily ever after. But for most of us, man, we get put through the ringer. You know what I mean? It's a nice time, it's fun. But luckily I didn't sell my house and everything. Hey, thank you, Mean Gene. Yeah, because once you get with that woman, because you gotta have a woman. Listen to me, if you don't hear nothing else today. I don't care who you are. Remember 18 to 80 blind, crippled, or crazy. I put that out there. That's not my saying. That's an old saying, but it applies over here. If nothing else, you're gonna have a woman. So I say, get everything else together. Get your money together. Get your health together. Because you're gonna have that. And you're gonna need those other two. The woman's in the middle here. You're gonna need your money, you're gonna need your health. Here's the woman here. Okay? This is what you should be working on right now. You shouldn't be dreamily looking at some dating site. It's a waste of time and a waste of money. Them damn memberships cost. You're gonna get that. Why you should be over trying to eat better, you're working out, walking, doing something, okay, saving your money, coming up with a plan. So when you get here, you got a better chance of staying and succeeding. Not just some woman, man. You're gonna have that. Okay? You are going to have a woman, if nothing else. Hey, Yardy, thanks for that super chat. He says, Cal, I just want to extend my thanks. I've learned so much from your channel and community that I successfully managed 2 weeks in the Philippines on my own. My first time traveling overseas. Wow. Thank you, brother. You know, like I said, it's not rocket science. But get your money together, get your health together, because the woman, as Yardy, send a comment, Yard. Did you have a problem with finding a woman, or did you have a woman? Okay, that's the least of your worries, because you're gonna need those other two when you're dealing with these young women over here, these younger women. You think Marilyn's gonna be with me if I'm not into working out like she is, and I don't have money to go to Malapascua? Remember the three things I'm doing for her. Okay, I give her a lifestyle she never even dreamed of having. Take her places she never even imagined going. They can't go. And then you push that button, but you have to be in good health to push the button. I mean, people say, oh, yeah, my tongue's got muscles, but they want to feel the pressure, man, sometimes. Sometimes, you know, that tongue ain't going to get You know, they not like a lot. You know, they're no different than any other woman. They want to feel that pressure. And when you that's another benefit of getting rid of that refined sugar and added sugar, man. Your testosterone levels. I mean, it's just like I mean, I can feel the results now. It's only been 4 days, man. But you know, I've been watching different videos. Like one person did a week, and he said, yeah, on the 7th day, his energy really soared. His performance and everything, you know, across the board. I'm looking for that stuff. My eyes are already clearing up, guys. I didn't even use any Visine today. Man, sugar's poison, man. That sugar's poison, and it's a drug. There's no way that I should be having withdrawal symptoms of something that's natural. Yeah, if I don't eat a piece of fish for a week, I'm not gonna have withdrawal symptoms. Or anything, a piece of steak. I'm not fiending, man. I'm fiending for sugar. This is a drug, guys. You know, and it's. I'm gonna tell you something, man. It has a hold on me, but for 4 days, I've gotten rid of it. But man, it's tough. It's tough, man. It's the toughest thing I've ever did. I've kicked some pretty tough addictions: smoking, crack cocaine, alcohol. There's nothing compared to the sugar. Okay, the sugar's worse than quitting cigarettes. My whole diet was sugar and complex carbohydrates and stuff, bread and all that stuff. Hey, Rick Hart, thanks for that super chat. He says, I had an office in Manila, mid 2000s, grew up with Filipinos, now I'm married to one, and half the people I know are Filipino. Yeah, so, yeah, your situation is a lot different. So you came up, but what brought the Philippines to your attention? You know, as somebody who has so much experience over here, because you did something that I always talk about a lot. When you move your business over here, if you're a business guy, they applaud you for it. But if you're one of us, they call you a damn fool. Well, I missed the damn super chat. Excuse me, guys. I'm trying to go back. He says, is Cali Muscle not eating sugar? What do you mean? I'm just saying that these damn withdrawals, man, from the sugar, it's a drug. I heard. No, okay. Let's see. Uh, I'm just gonna have to wait. Let's see. Maybe I can find it this way. Just give me a second, guys. Okay, hold on. Okay, there's cars. Okay, Yardy. There's Rick. Oh, okay, maybe that was it. Maybe I was looking at something else. Hey, John, he said, man, boom talk, Cal. He said, it's tough to kick the sugar habit. My parents were somehow able to do it, but not me. Yeah, it's tough. I'm talking about because sugar's in everything. And when I made the challenge, I didn't think it all the way through. But now that I'm out here, I'm going to do it because all of my diet was centered around that. Cookies, candy bars, cakes. You know, they got all these bakeries here, man, with that hot bread. Man, you know, coffee. I can't drink coffee without sugar. He said, Yard, he said, the pH is some kind of place, huh? Yeah. He said, not married here. He said, Callie Muscle, okay, is a professional weight lifter. Not talking about you, Cal. Oh, okay. Yeah, but I'm going to tell you something. I have never eaten better. It just goes to show you, not only was I overeating, but I was eating the wrong things because my mood was going up and down. I'm excited about what lies ahead. You know, who knows if I'm going to go beyond 30 days, but I'm going to do the 30-day challenge. But my eyes are brightening up already. I'm like, wow. He said, yeah, he stopped juicing, then started doing stuff like eating watermelon for 30 days and stuff. The heart attack got to him. Yeah, that's one thing I don't want to do. I don't want to replace sugar with something else that's unhealthy, but I don't know if anything else has ever had me like the sugar. Maybe salt is somewhere up there too, because you know the refined salt, they're doing the same thing to it. They're adding stuff to it to make you addictive, to keep you coming back. Same as they're doing with fast foods. Did y'all know that? You know, they want you to keep coming back and craving this stuff. But sugar is just on a whole other level. Yeah, John came over here. I met John at the Gesano over in Lapu Lapu. He came to the meet and greet. He's a cool guy. I think he was more, they went to I think y'all went to like island hopping with the True Girls. Sir Ron a lot. He says it's definitely easier here to kick the processed sugar habit. Just eat fresh cooked food. It's everywhere. Yeah, but it's the withdrawal. And then, you know, your mouth is always, you know, the bread, the texture of a lot of the food is what I'm missing. The bread, the rice, you know, the pasta, the dough, and you know, man, it's tough, man. I'm gonna keep going, but boy, did I bite off more than I can chew, literally. Golden Gate says there's a hell of a chemicals on Dorito chips. He said that shit is toxic. They made you crave sugary soda. Yeah, it's some diabolical scientists out here working for these corporations. It's just not, man. Imagine when I was little, they used to uh, promote sugar as being healthy. These sugary cereals, tricks are for kids, and Captain Crunch and all of that, right? Knowing that that it's going to eventually catch up with you. He said white rice is toxic too. He said eat wild rice. But it's all the same when this guy, look at the video link that I gave y'all in the video. He breaks it down, the glucose and the fructose. He said it don't matter, brown rice, whatever it is, it's 50% glucose, 50% fructose. You know. Yeah, it's more like Captain Crush. I could eat a whole box of that stuff. I could eat a whole box today. But now, man, I'm gonna tell you, these pineapples here are some of the sweetest I've ever had. And now I've been eating these yellow watermelons. Oh man, you know when you get that craving, but it has to be cold for me. And then I've got cold. Only thing I like room temperature is bananas. It gives me all the sugar that I need really right now, as long as it's somewhere close to me. He says I've had, okay, he said, I haven't had cereal in about 10 years. Yeah, I used to love the Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Me too. Any of it. Even when my mother, when we couldn't get the regular box cereal, we get them big wheat puffs in the big plastic bag. Man, I sit there and eat that stuff all day. And then if I didn't have cereal, period, sugar, bread, and milk was my cereal. Yeah, but I'm addicted to sugar, man. Too addicted to it. To point where they scare you on them videos, man. And then when you stop, you see they telling the truth because, man, it kicks your behind. There's no way I'm supposed to be fiending like this. And, you know, my muscles and, you know, you waking up in the middle of the night. But they say, oh, that's going to go away. He said the yellow watermelons are delicious there. They are, man. They shape like this, like a little, you know, oblong. And you're talking about when they're cold. And plus, what I like about them, there's not as many seeds, and you can easily get the seeds out. And you come across that sucker, man. I mean, it's the best thing you've ever tasted. Oh, shoot. Sam W., thanks for that super chat. He said they advertised for years. Milk did a body good. Yeah. It's a lot of stuff that they advertised for years, man, that wasn't true. You know, they said I was watching let me see, was it Vice? I think it was Vice. And they're saying that the sugar industry's playing around with the ingredients and stuff the same way that tobacco companies are, disguising the ingredients so it doesn't look as, because remember the FDA made them put the ingredients on the boxes now and on the packs. So they disguise the stuff. That shit's poison, man. It's bad. I had no idea till I stopped. This is the longest I've ever been in my 60 years, almost 61 years without sugar. Hey, Rick Hart, thanks for that super chat. He said, Cal, you said you would walk to Dumageddon. Success. Now you say you will beat sugar. Determination. Yeah. This is, believe it or not, as hard as that walk was to Dumageddon, which I would never do that again. It's one of those things where you challenge yourself. Man, if it wasn't for Steve coming those last 2 days, it probably would have took me longer. I mean, he pushed me. You got to realize that last day, we walked over 50 kilometers. Those last 2 days, man, we walked damn near, well, almost half the distance. I mean, this guy was out of the, what's that guy, the crazy guy that works out so hard and runs all these 100-mile marathons. What's his name? The black guy, the Navy SEAL. He's the only one that went through Navy SEAL training 3 times or something. He said, Cal, what happened to Steve? He's just living the life over here, man. You know, most of the guys who are really living the life, you know, he's got a beautiful, young, attractive woman, half his age. He's under the radar. You know, they don't have YouTube channels. But he's a good guy, man. He's interesting. You know, retired police. He's got a lot to talk about. Yeah, David Goggins. He's from that school. Because, man, I'm talking about, I don't know the longest you've ever walked. And then I'm talking about the heat was a factor. Man, I had bruises on my heels when I got to Dumageddon that stayed there for a long, long time. Yeah, he said Goggins is a machine. He said, I just watched the Dumageddon YouTuber was too sick to work, yet his Filipinos staying by his side and working. Yeah, see, I don't want that over here. I don't want to be sick. Control that to a certain extent. There's people who have reverse their diabetes. But we're lazy. You know, change is hard, man. That's why people don't do it. That's why we don't do it. It's hard. So we'll sit around and complain. But I want to do something about it. Even though they told in the video how hard it's going to be and all the withdrawal and everything, it was the other side that caught my attention, the benefits, everything I was looking for. Man, I'm 60, I'll be 61. My father died at 61. My mother died at 62. I cannot be playing around. It's in my subconscious mind. I cannot be playing around. Maybe that's why I stopped right now. I'm not diabetic or anything, but I want to see how far I can take it in my life, whatever it is. And after I do this, I'm going to do something else. I'm going to keep on setting goals, keep on setting challenges. I don't want to just sit here and die, because you will. You'll get sick over here with this heat, with these women, with the food, with everything, just being lazy. Because, you know, it just depends on how old you are. See, a lot of these YouTube channels, these other YouTube channels, these passport bros, they're young. So they're making it all about relationships because they're taking their health for granted. You know, they're mid-20s, early 30s. So it's all about women. And they're fighting over each other. I was, you know, Razor Ray's, his channel's really grown. But they're basically over there, been fighting basically on his channel, you know. And it makes me laugh because these guys are a lot younger than me. And I'm like, man, there's no way I'm going to come overseas and do all of that. My priorities are totally different. That's why, you know, I can't see a guy that's 40 years old putting down my channel and what I'm talking about and what I'm trying to do. Edwin CV said, Calvin, I follow Dr. Eric Berg, helps on what not to eat. I'm trying to think, is this guy? I can't remember the name of this guy. But let's get back to the channel. What about the Philippines onto your radar? Was it the women? Be honest. Was it the low cost of living? Was it the weather? What was it? Was it the typhoons? How did you come to find out about the Philippines? Because until I started coming over here, no one in my family had ever even uttered the word Philippines. My ex-wife, my ex-American wife included. Now they all know about it. He says, hey, Cal and Sunshine Show's family. Oh, he said they both have Berg in their last name. Okay, Robert, he's doing it too. He said, Cal, hey, how you doing? So why the guy? Create Sunshine Matchmaking Services. I'll be the first one to join. No way. Because it's not going to work out. You're never going to put me in the middle of that. Because they're going to find somebody to blame. Ah, damn, Sunshine Shows. You knew that girl wasn't no good. No, I didn't. I don't know her any more than you do. No, I'm going to stay away from that. 53 Shades Darker said, Golden Gate, damn, I ate a bunch of that stuff. Not anymore. I don't eat that stuff anymore. Pat said, my dad was stationed in the Philippines with the U.S. Marine Corps. Wow, way back in 1941, just before the war started. Wow. Yeah, we've got a history over here. But unless men have been in the service, or you know somebody who's been in the service and has been to the Philippines, you're never going to hear about it. It's so far away. I mean, you don't hear any promotions about the Philippines. The only news that you're going to get about the Philippines in America is bad news. You know, they're talking about, you know, poverty, the kidnapping or something. It's never, oh, come to visit the Philippines. You know, it's more fun in the Philippines. It's none of that. It's always, you know, bar girls and scammers. He says, you put the Philippines on the map for me. Well, thanks. So in other words, yeah, while you were watching a lot of us came to know the Philippines during the pandemic. I mean, there's guys over here right now that I'll probably see when I go to Cebu. They said, man, if it wasn't for you, I'd have never heard about the Philippines. I never even considered it. I never even thought about it till the pandemic. Yeah. But there's nothing wrong with it, really, honestly. If the woman was, yeah, he said, a dating app, he says, yeah, they'll get you on human trafficking. Yeah, you got to go through so much red tape. You better know what you're doing. I believe all these, I know Cebuanas.com is owned by a foreigner and his Filipino wife. You better have a Filipina somewhere in that picture. Yeah, it's going to be, you know, human trafficking. I mean, this is what I was talking about when I said, why doesn't anybody feel sorry for men when they get rolled over here, when they become victims over here? Nobody cares, but the man is always seen as the predator. I mean, they can really misinterpret anything. They can interpret things any way they want to. Remember, I was telling you that they used to come knocking on your hotel door if somebody saw you going into the hotel with a young looking woman. Well, it still goes today, but now it's just went from the Filipinos to the basically the Americans, these content police and YouTube police. They make sure that the woman you're dealing with over here, because they look young, has a damn ID, man. Take time to make sure she has an ID. If you're going to spend some money, spend money on stuff like that, an ID, birth certificate, passport, okay, doctor's appointment, different things like that, a damn healthcare policy with field health over here. But certainly an ID. If you with a woman right now, you don't have an ID, well, that's your ass. You know, you asking for it. Because we're going to mess it up for ourselves. See, what I envision happening is these guys who are these content police, somebody's going to hurt one of them really, really bad. And it's going to put more scrutiny on the expat community. Not if a Filipino kills you or you end up killing a Filipino or something like that. It's when we kill each other. I don't know if it's happened. I haven't heard of it. Well, I did. But the guy was from Canada who killed his American friend. They were in some type of business deal. But I mean, we're going to mess it up for ourselves, man, trying to police the Philippines. You know, shut the fuck up, man. Mind your own business. Y'all going to mess it up. I'm already over here, though. Michael Beecher Light says, fighting over toilet paper and chicken sandwiches. I love America, yeah. But yeah, I ain't fooling with that. I'm not fooling with those damn dating sites. You can't win. Carry on. Thanks for that super chat. He said, here in Tucson, by the Air Force Base, there used to be a lot of Filipinos, and my uncle was Navy. I should have married one years ago. Yeah, hopefully you would have married one over here. Remember, we want the original. We don't want the crispy. Once they make it to America, that's the crispy. You know how KFC's, the original and the crispy. We want the original. We want it, you know, from the motherland. Once they make it over there, you don't know, there's no telling what you got over there. I'm sorry. Yeah, rule number one. It's crazy, man. They're going to mess it up. He says, Cal, the quotes I got is 3 to 5 million pesos to build a modern style house outside of Dumaguete. Sounds about right. Well, it just depends on how big of a house you want to buy. I mean, build. How big of a, how, the size of the house. I've got a 58 square meter house, and you think, oh, it's not big enough. It's quite big enough. But what we do is, I'm saying is, if you're going to minimize wandering, Doc, then I would minimize with my house too. How many people's in your family? I mean, really, because remember, Dumagetti's got a lot of foreigners now, which has drove up the prices. And then you're talking about outside of Dumagetti, which way? Are you going toward Bacone, Darwin, Zambongita, Shatton? Are you going toward Valencia and all that? But I wouldn't spend that much. I wouldn't spend that much. You don't have to. He said, John, these girls are definitely spicy. Yeah, they're extra crispy and spicy. Nah, just give me the original. All that's over there, all that extra spicy. They get all that over in America. All them extra ingredients, that's added to them in America. Hey, he says, Tati Sanders says, hey, Cal, not sure if you've seen my other text, but I will be making my first trip there this August. Oh, man. Now, you're married. He married a Filipino in America. She was already in America, right, when y'all met her. So he can tell you a little bit about the original and crispy. Yeah, he says Darwin, Zambongita area, yeah, in Bahal, outside of Tagbilaran. I would probably be better off with Bahal, but you got to watch that weather. Now, remember, how big is it? Who's going to be living with you? Because if you're living by yourself, or just you and your wife or girlfriend, you would need a $5 million, man. You know how much a $5 million will buy you over here, including a lot? Huge. Probably about 140, 150 square meters. You see what, you dirty puppy? His house was, look on my channel, you see what $5 million will get you. And he paid another $1 million for the lot because he lives in that fancy subdivision down the street. But $5 million, he's got like 160 square meter house, up and down, with 3 bathrooms. I think it's 6 bedrooms or something. Hey, what's up, Angelo? Oh, okay, yeah. Well, 60 to 65, then it's gonna be a whole lot less than that. Now, of course, the amenities and stuff like that, I don't want a swimming pool or anything. But yeah, 3 million, man, that's a lot. You talking about 3 to 5 million? Yeah, you living good. So, Cal, how can you tell if the ID is real? Well, they've got the national ID now. Yeah, they got the national ID now. Wandering Doc says that video on your channel, Cal. Yeah, it's called. I think he wanted to break uh, the cycle of poverty for his Filipino family. It's so look for that. Yeah, he wanted to break the cycle of poverty. I mean, it's a beautiful home. Yeah, I think it is. Because when I first talked with the engineer, John, he had something twice as big as this, and I'm like, man, I don't need that. First of all, I can't afford it. I don't have that kind of money. It was double. Okay, it was double. And I said, look, here's what I got. I can come up with $1 million pesos. That's it. And he came back with this, man. Am I happy? Well, he's doing pretty well for himself, but people, how many people is going to be living with you? That's really decides how big the house is going to be. He said, how many square meters is your guest house? It's 15 square meters. I could live in my guest house, okay? Merlin had a birthday party the other night, and two of her friends, they went and it was too late, so they didn't go home. They stepped in their guest house. The first thing they said was, that's like a condominium, okay? Because it's basically what it is. Most condominiums, like we'll be in Cebu tonight. The condominium is probably going to be anywhere from 17 to 20 square meters. But it's not going to cost, that costs 250,000 pesos, about $5,000. It's not going to cost $5 million. He said, Cal, how much would it cost today to build a home similar to mine? Probably about, let's see, I would say $1.5 million, because they did it right down for me. Two of my subscribers, they're married. They're Filipinos, but they're American citizens now. They saw me walking through the field and they stopped me. He built a house for his mother because she was moving back to the Philippines. And it looks just like my house, basically. It's the same design. Just a little extra this or that. But it's the same house. And I'm sure they paid more because my house is almost 3 years old. And their house is about 6 months old. But, the engineer was getting around to, every time I see him, he talks about, when I talk to on my channel, let people know that the materials are a whole lot more expensive and this and that. He said, Calvin, a guest house would be a good idea for any property so you can make some extra income. That's right. That's what I was saying about Merlin could put that, we could either rent that or put it on Airbnb. I would rather put it on Airbnb because when you rent it, a long-term renter, you got to be careful. You don't know who's going in there. Are they going to take care of it? But it's certainly it's definitely extra income. He said, Cal, build me a house, bro. Yeah, well, they're never going to ask you for money, but you're going to spend it anyway. They're never going to ask you for money. Filipinos are proud, but they know that you're going to spend anyway. He said, that's all I would need. That's all you would need. I could live in that guest house. It's got everything in that guest house that's in here. Everything. Refrigerator, aircon. It's got the big counter. Of course, the bed, the bathroom. You wouldn't need any more than that. Yeah, his house looks huge. It is. He paid $5 million, but I've got a friend, Rock Harmon. He didn't want me to put his house on my channel. I went to his house warming. It was the second house that the engineer built. He actually had started on it before they got finished with mine. It's big. And I think he spent like $4 million or something. And it's really nice. I mean, he's got a big balcony and stuff coming out of his bedroom. It just depends, man, on how big. He says 1.5 stories, top floor, master bedroom and balcony, bottom floor, kitchen, bathroom, living room, only 300,000. I can see you doing that. Okay, the house that we're going to build over in Toledo, it may be half hollow block, half wood, meaning like, what's that wood that's over? Bamboo. There's a lot of ways you can go over here. Or that plex or hardy plex. I never showed you. I keep forgetting to show y'all the house because every time I go down this road back here, the people are out there and I don't want to put the camera toward there, but somebody built a little small hardy plex house It's nice. I guarantee you they didn't spend more than 100,000 pesos for that. Less than $2,000. Yeah, see the lot is what is going to be variable. If you got transportation, you can live outside the city. If you got transportation, you can move in a municipality or the province, and of course your land is going to cost you so much less. Remember, there's a lot. We haven't bought it yet, but we're on the brink of buying it. Over in Toledo, not 120 square meters, 140 square meters. The woman only wants 65,000 pesos for it. But it's over in Toledo. It's not far though. It's not in the province. It's in the proper. That's how you get rich over here. You're gonna come up on stuff like that. You just gotta be patient. Yeah, they're all gonna be local workers, but you better have you an engineer. Put all that cost on his shoulders, not yours. Because everybody, look, it took them the same amount of time to build my guest house as it did to build this house. Because I did not have an engineer. Now, the workers were just as good as the workers here. But, they don't have a full crew. Nobody's on their back. That engineer, he was coming around on a consistent basis because they weren't going to get their pay. But yeah, it's always local workers. I mean, nobody's going to come over here and work. But you better have an engineer. Angelo said, Cal stayed in a nice hotel in Cebu City and in the best spot for entertainment, but to rent it monthly as an apartment is a whopping, wow, 160 to 200,000 per month. What was the name of that place, Angelo? Yeah, but Dumaguete doesn't have a lot of drama. You're talking about a tiny, tiny speck of vloggers. If you go to Dumaguete, man, you're going to enjoy yourself. He said, wow, the flat roofs, that may have something to do with the weather, but not all of them are flat. They're at an angle, then, some are like this. It's just their way of building, their architecture. There's a lot of Chinese influence. Philippine Paradise says, so when you build your own house, the Filipinos still own 60% of your house. Well, they're going to own the land. Remember, you can own property, but you can't own the land. Merlin could have put me on the deed, but it would only been, it wouldn't have meant anything. I mean, it doesn't matter. That's why you don't want to spend so much like that guy who spent 220 million on his house over here, about 4 million US dollars. Now I'd be worried about who's owning it. And then all the land and everything that he's got. See? But when you spend 30,000, man, I'm not worried about that when I got a daughter over here. See, when you worry like this, Philippine Paradise, you're never going to build anything. Oh, that's going to get in your way. Don't invest anything you can't walk away from. I just want to show people that you can do it. You could build that guest house like that, man. You and your woman could stay in that guest house and it wouldn't be any problem. Because most of the time you're going to be out and about. She can cook. All she'd have to do is bring the gas stove right in front and cook. You got a real bathroom over there. You got a real refrigerator and a real air con and a real bed there. Michael Beach Your Life stayed in there before. It's a house, man. You don't need all this stuff. It's about the same size. Angelo stayed there. It's most of those studio condominiums in those big cities. I don't understand why people spend all that money. 40 acres of cow topic just a bit. Do you shave your hair with a blade razor or clipper? Do you shave it? Or the locals? Maryland does it. Michael Dawsonville sent me some real Gillette blades over here, and they last too. He sent me like 36. Because the blades over here, man, I don't know if they old or something, but Maryland does my hair. Really from day one when I went bald, and I do it, yeah, with a Gillette. And he even sent me some gel, but hell, finding that gel, I had to go, I ran out of it, so I went and bought this Gillette. And I just use the regular. Yeah, Maryland does that. But the locals, they'll do it, but man, they cut it too short. I mean, they do it too good. He says, I've only built a house if the lady has a child with me, not losing my money easily. Yeah, see, you make a great point that I make all the time. If you don't have any skins in the game, why would you even build a house? Why would you even go out on a limb like that for a woman you're not married to, you don't have any children with? I mean, you're just giving your money away, basically. He says, Cal, I know a blogger that built a home for 24,000 pesos on 40 square meters, just enough to make sidewalks around the property, but nice. Now, when you talking about 24,000 pesos or $24,000? Okay, because I guarantee you, okay, not including the lot, if you were to take 500,000 pesos, you could build a nice house over here with the same type of roof and everything that I got. I guarantee you that this house did not cost a million pesos. He's got to make a profit, okay? But the thing is, you got to have somebody that's going to be on the workers, that's going to make sure they're there every day, okay? That's making sure that you got to go out and get all the equipment. See, I put that on the engineer's shoulders. I didn't have time for all of that. I didn't know what I was doing with all that. He's got all the connections. But that's how you keep the cost down. If you just go out here and hire 6 or 7 Filipinos to build you a house, you're gonna go way over budget. It's gonna take twice as long because they're gonna slow down when it get close to them time to finish. Okay, I gave my workers 1,000. I gave them all 1,000 pesos, which is a lot over here. It's like giving $1,000 to somebody in America. And I gave the lead guy 2,000 when they finished my house. I don't know what the engineer gave him. Probably nothing but their salary. Oh, okay, 88th Avenue Hotel. The room had a full kitchen too, and a 2 to 3 minute walk to Atty Park. That may have been where. It's funny, man, that you and Mike, y'all got a lot in common, because he was paying. He was somewhere where you were. Now he was in the city. He was right in the central business district. He was paying 100,000 pesos per month for his condominium. That's just too much in the Philippines. Don't do that, guys. It's too much. Okay, it's in your. Okay, thank you. He said, I'll send you a video through WhatsApp later. What you see when you walk out the lobby. Yeah, but see, I don't even worry about stuff like this. You know, because see, it's this type of thinking, guys. If you got this type of thinking, don't come over here trying to build a house, because it's going to get in your way. You're never going to do anything. You're going to end up spending the money on rent. Remember, if you, it's easy to find out whether you want to do it or not. Do you have any skins in the game? Are you married or do you have children? If you don't, then that's an easy decision. I'm going to rent then. Or because you just aren't going to have enough connection with anybody to go out on a limb like that. To say, hey, you know, can I build this house and lot in your name? Man, you're in the Philippines. You better know what you're doing. So, yeah, if I'm married, hey, Rondell, if I got children, okay, I'm going ahead with it. Or, like I said, once we start doing it, you're going to be dealing with me in Maryland. You can lease the land, and it's going to be yours. You'll lease the land from Maryland. You won't have to worry about that. That'll be your house. And you'll lease that for 25 years. Re-up for another 25 when it's over with. This is how we got to help each other overseas, not just in the Philippines. We too busy fighting over some bullshit. How you meet your girl, what job she got. Oh, she used to work on the Walking Street. Man, that's for that young stuff, man. We trying to really establish something overseas. I didn't come over here for fun and games. I can do that in Mexico or somewhere closer to home. If I'm way over here, 8,000 miles away, I'm going to try to accomplish something. I'm not going to waste my time. Well, I could have had my name on this for everything, but it was just been a technicality, man. Wouldn't have meant anything. I mean, they'll do it for you if it's going to make you feel good. But the people who are always bringing up questions like this, not you out of ordinary or anybody, but they don't own anything at home. They just trying to be the devil's advocate. It's like, dude, you don't even own anything at home. You're not going to own any land over here. Just be smart about it. He said the best pool in Cebu is on the roof deck of the Calix residences in Cebu Business Park. That's a good location too. You right around all the happenings. What were you paying every month there? You wasn't paying much, was you? What's up, Hal? He said, yeah, don't invest in anything you can't walk away from, you know. It's true though. I mean, I'm just saying, guys, you know, 30 grand, 35,000 is not going to destroy my life. Okay? I promise you that. If Merlin all of a sudden got a wild hair in her ass and said, get out of here, you know, and don't ever come back, it's not like it's not going to bankrupt me. But remember, I got a daughter here that's going to live here. She's going to, until she's an adult, she's an American citizen, but she's going to be raised here. She needs a place to live. I don't want her living in these places I was renting. So I built a house. Okay? A nice house for her to grow up in and her sisters. Okay? It makes a big difference. It's real important. 8,000 miles away said once Thailand passes the law banning recreational use of weed, the tourism will drop some. Believe it or not, some tourists come there just for the weed, but not a lot, man. They were way up there before the weed. They were hoping that the weed took them to other stratosphere, but before the weed was even approved, 8,000 miles away, they were bringing in 49 million. I mean, you know, number one in Southeast Asia, actually number one in Asia. And then you talking about a country with only 69 million residents. So, man, that's a lot. But no, it's not because of the weed. We got an infinity pool right here in San Carlos City. Believe it or not, right next to the regular pool, they got 2 swimming pools in the park over here. It costs you 75 pesos to get in, or 50. But you got the regular pool that looks like a resort-like pool, And then on the other side of that is an infinity pool right next to the ocean. He says, behind me at the Moncton Beach, they're almost done with a 6-foot pool with a sit-down pool bar. It's almost done. The pool is 6 feet deep. Yeah, they're trying to really build that Moncton area up over there. It's still got a long way to go for me to even consider living there. It's just too far from everything. But I like Lapu Lapu. It brings back great memories for me because that's the first place I stayed. I spent my whole time just about there. I spent 1 week in Cebu and the other week, well, not, I actually walked away from the hotel and went to Moncton to, and spent, I think, 10 days. Yeah, this little can here, I'm almost sure it's like, I want to say it might be $6 for this. I think it is, yeah. But you ain't got a choice. I mean, really. Oh, $24,000 for 40 square meters, man. It must be a nice place. Because I know Danny, a road to the Philippines, I know he built a nice house, but remember he's down in Mindanao, somewhere in Davao del Sur or Davao del Norte, and he built a house. I think he spent 1.2 million. It's a nice house. It's bigger than 40 square meters. But it's a lot of ways you can go, but that's why I say come over here, get settled, look around, see how things are moving around here, see who's doing what and where. You don't have to come over here and rush. That's the worst thing you can possibly do. I wouldn't make a decision like that. I'd say 2 years, but you're not gonna wait 2 years. Which 2 years ago go back just like that over here. At least a year before you come over here talking about building and getting married and all of that. Yeah, he says, did you hear about the Philippines won't have a 6-month visa no more? But that's no big deal. You can still stay here for 36 months. I mean, it's no big deal, really. Everybody's making a big deal out of that. They just took one of the options away. I've never bought a 6-month extension. The whole time I've been here, it was either 1 or 2 months, depending on how long I was going to stay. But now, since I've been here going on 6 years, it's every 2 months. It's no big deal to me. The only problem is, yeah, you got to deal with traffic. You got to travel and deal with the lines and immigration every 2 months instead of 6. But it doesn't affect the time you can spend in the Philippines, which that's why it's not a big deal. You know, people would take that and make a video out of it. I saw JRC. He made a video out of it. He's got a channel now, which should do good if he puts all the information out instead of basically trying to sell his services, which was what that video was doing. But I could make a video about that, but it wouldn't mean nothing. He said, think twice before you invest anything in your life. Well, especially over here, you know, if you don't have any skins in the game, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. You know, but if I did get married and we were going to stay over here, if I had a child, why not build a little house? Why not? Because you're going to spend the money, ladies and gentlemen. I guarantee you're going to spend the money. If you don't spend it on a house, you're going to spend it on something else. Even if your rent is low, you're going to buy nice furniture. You're going to buy a motorcycle. You're going to go take trips. You're gonna spend that money. It's best you get out in front of it. We don't have any rent, so okay. One of the most important things anywhere in the world is accommodations, is a place to live, right? So now, even if me and Merle, we've been together 5 years, I don't see why we couldn't do another 5 or 10. But if we didn't, she's got a place that's free and clear. There's no rent. She can go out and do her bookkeeping again. Or definitely gonna be another foreigner coming in on my heels. That's just life. That's the way it is. Walkabout Philippines said, Calvin's so true about the Gillette blades in the Philippines, not very good. Always cutting my face. Yeah, they don't, they're old or something. They're not sharp as the ones Mike Dorsonville gave me. And I'm down to about my last 12 because he sent me the real deal. He brought them over here from America. And they really, you see how smooth my head is. No bumps, no nothing. You get them Gillette from the grocery store, good luck. He said 1,000 is too much for rent. Absolutely. Especially over here. There's no need for that, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, what's up, Devon? Now, I met him and his wife. His wife is from St. Carlos City, not far from where we live, going toward Meigs Resort. Well, actually, past Meigs, but not too far past Meigs Resort. I think he lives in Hawaii. He said, what's up, Brother Cal? Hope I can see you when I get there next January. We're looking to build on the family compound in a couple of years. We're going to use an engineer. Yeah, then see, you got the perfect setup. Because we came over there and they were singing karaoke. You had the good music going, good food going. Yeah, see, that's perfect situation when the wife already owns the land. You don't get any better. It don't get any better than that. Get that engineer, and man, that's going to cut your costs even more. And you're worried because when I decided to build the house, a friend of mine said, Cal, I'm going to tell you something. Building those houses can split up a couple, right? Because he's thinking we're just going to be building it, the old-fashioned way. No, we took all the worry and hassle out of it and hired that engineer. Best thing I ever did. And if you're going to build over here, because every single situation where there is no engineer, it overran either the budget or the time, or both. Most of the time, both. I got, some friends from Australia, they do have an engineer, but the problem they made, the mistake they made was they're not here all the time. So it went over in money and, time. What time?
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
I didn't get the ticket yet. Let's go because I'm in the market and in the same mood.
All right, guys, we got to go. Thank y'all so much for your super chat, super stickers, all your thumbs up, your memberships, all your support for Sunshine Shoulders. The next time y'all see me, I'm probably going to be in Malapascua. It's another beautiful island, little small island. I'll bring y'all along with me. See, whenever I go to a place like that, I take y'all with me. I don't go often, but this is something new. I've never been here before. Take care. Stay safe. Stay out of trouble. I'll see y'all next time. Don't do anything stupid. Okay. Why didn't you get it?